Disclaimer. The information in this video is for entertainment purposes. All opinions are just that, my opinions, and should not be taken as fact. I encourage you to do your own research. I am not medically trained, and nor am I offering medical advice. Any education, tips, tricks, and advice is for entertainment purposes only, and you should do your own research. Their website has a huge variety of information on the assistance available, and I would suggest that you have a look before travelling. It is important to book the assistance before you travel by contacting the company you booked your flights through. I don't have my GoPro yet, which makes recording as I walk with a cane and suitcases quite difficult. Unfortunately, this also means I don't have any footage of the airport. Despite this, I believe it deserves a video as the service made an overwhelming experience an absolute pleasure. I had notified Tui, who we were holidaying with, in advance that we all had disabilities. For those of you who may not know, my two boys, 14 and 7, have autism. Additionally, my youngest is registered blind with the condition retinitis pigmentosa, which I talked about in a previous video. Upon arriving at the airport, we made our way to the special assistance desk, which was very clearly marked just inside the right of the entrance doors from the bus stop. I gave my name and explained we were flying to Tenerife. We were instructed to go to the check-in desk and check in our bags, and he was insistent that we don't queue and just head down the side of the queue and tell the person at the front that they'd sent us. The lady was lovely and told us to stand at the front of the queue. As much as I appreciated that we didn't have to queue, as neither of my boys find queuing an easy task, I didn't appreciate the rolling eyes. As someone who's only become partially sighted 3 years ago, support and assistance are new things to me. They make a huge difference to my and my boys' ability to do normal things like travelling, days out, meals out, all that stuff. Without it, we couldn't do those things without extreme stress. I can understand that people are annoyed when they see that we don't have to queue, and whilst you're glaring over at us because we're standing at the front, I'm looking at your children standing still and calmly waiting, whilst my youngest is touching everything, climbing on everything, laying all over the floor, and a teenager's getting stressed at the behaviour, which unintentionally makes it worse. You get the picture. And that was the picture, as we did end up having to wait for check-in staff. Somehow they'd been informed that we weren't flying until 4 p.m. when our flight was scheduled for 2:50 p.m. Eventually, the bags were checked in and we headed back to the special assistance desk. From here, a lovely young gentleman walked us through the airport to security. We walked around the outside of the snaking queues of bored-looking passengers and were screened and passed through security immediately. On the other side, we were taken to a lounge, which was a godsend. The airport waiting area was a hive of overwhelming activity for the boys. There were works going on behind screens, and the noise caused both the boys to cover their ears. There were so many people, suitcases, and children to navigate. So many people do not look where they're going, and I can't wait to get my GoPro to show you just how ridiculous people can be. When the person with the white cane has to stop and move out of the way because you're not looking where you're going, there's an issue. The majority of people did move out of the way, with so many more seemed just so oblivious to the gentleman in a bright yellow jacket and a woman with 2 children and a white cane. Luckily, the gentleman showed us to a quiet waiting room to get the boys out of the hustle and bustle of the airport, and it was nice for the boys to be able to get themselves calm and ready for their first plane ride. After this point, things went a bit wrong. We were confused as to where we were supposed to have gone to get assistance to the plane and just ended up walking to the gate. Tickets were scanned, passports were checked, and we were sent to stand outside in 10-degree weather. After about 20 minutes, we were directed back inside, and our place as the second in the queue got bumped back after a family of 6 pushed in front of us, alongside a couple who had a group of friends just a few people behind us. Now, I'm not proud of how I allowed this lady to affect me, but she met instant karma. It was a very English moment. After these 8 people had pushed in front of us, I loudly voiced my upset with my eldest, exclaiming that I couldn't believe the rudeness of people to push to the front of the queue. The lady in front loudly told her partner that it didn't matter where the people in the queue were, as we were all going on the same plane. Of course, in true Brit style, neither of the comments were directed toward each other, but it was known they were directed at each other. This lady then kept trying to get her friends to come and join them, which gratefully they declined. When they checked the tickets and passports again, this woman and her partner were adamant about being in front of us. Whilst we were having our tickets checked, I didn't notice that the woman's partner had drifted off to wait for the friends. And the boys and I passed this woman standing alone, looking extremely uncomfortable, all the fuss she'd made at staying in the front, and we were now passing her to board the plane. Now, there is a reason that I want to get the boys on the plane first, and it's the same reason they leave the plane last. They both have sensory processing disorder, and both boys do better if they are gradually introduced to a noisy environment. Getting on the plane first means it's quiet and calm, and the noise gradually gets louder as the passengers embark. This helps keep their stress levels low, and it's the same with staying on the plane until we're the very last passengers. The hustle and bustle of the people is too much for them to cope with, so we wait. So whilst Airport Karen may have thought we were being entitled because that's how she feels, I was just trying to make my children's first ever flying experience and ultimately everyone on the plane the very best possible. Well, thanks for joining me today, and if you made it to the end, I really appreciate you. Leave me an airplane emoji in the comments. I haven't been able to make any videos recently as the boys are on half term, but now they're back at school, I'm hopeful to get more videos out to you all as I have lots of content to share. My next video will be explaining how special passenger assistants worked in Tenerife on the way home. It was an experience. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and if you've enjoyed this content, please like this video, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's a free way to help me grow my channel. Take care, stay safe everyone, and I'll see you on the next video.